everyone, and welcome back to Rebooked, the show where we talk about the big, meaty men and women who be slapping the meat in the middle of the ring and the stories they tell in the process, brother. I'm, of course, GB. I'm the guy who hits the buttons and yells. We are surrounded by the man, the myth, the legend, TNA's Matthew Rehwoldt. And then we have the brain of Rebooked. It is Jake the Brain Bennett, and joining us, the editor for our final episode of 2026. It's Scan. I don't know why I did that voice for Scan, but I decided to lean into it, and at that point, it just got uncomfortable. All right, everyone, welcome. It is our last episode of 2026, and you're probably wondering, what, guys? It looks different. Things look different, and that's because today is the MEATIES.
Hey, let's go.
That's right. It is we announced it last week. We're doing a little end of year thing. It should be fun. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. But before we do that, as always, don't forget, subscribe if you are a YouTube enjoyer, or you can follow us across all the different social media and podcast platforms at rebookpod.com. Fellas, it's our last episode of the year. You excited for the holidays? You excited?
Hell yeah!
We're all in our festive gear, and I see the only one of us came dressed for the occasion of the meaties. Jake, well done, looking
formal wear,
looking very dapper as always.
Wearing my wedding tux.
And you're joining us yet again.
Literally.
Yeah, it's actually, yes, that is true.
That's amazing.
And you're joining us yet again, so you're kind of a regular, obviously, at this point. So now we get to make fun. Why are you not wearing anything related to the holidays? Anything at all? Do you have
shameful?
Do you have like anything? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, freaking Frosty the freaking Snowman.
He's a Grinch. He's a Grinch.
You even have Grinch stuff. You know. Come on.
I don't know, man.
Is Grinch his name, occupation, or race?
Yes.
You ever thought about that?
I think all of the above.
Is it yes? All of the above?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's all of the above. And also a slur.
I mean, he is the Grinch.
It's all encompassing.
There's
Yeah,
one.
it really is.
It's all encompassing.
The Grinch doesn't miss. Great movie, man. Holy crap. Actually rewatched. I watched the original animated just the other day, and then for some reason I just had in my head to watch clips of the Jim Carrey one, and it is insane how close that man's like face gets to the animation of the Grinch. Like holy crap. Like that man is unbelievable. Speaking of holiday movies, that brings us to our fan comments. We actually, our Rebook community decided to share a couple of their favorite holiday movies, and I'm excited because we had a couple of comments come in. Axel Splode said Hallmark Musical 2004. That's one that he likes. A Christmas Carol, 1947. That came out then.
Wait. What was the first one?
Hallmark Musical.
That's the name of the feature?
Yeah, I think it's called Hallmark Musical
2004?
That's why I put it. I just wanted to know if anyone knew about the Hallmark Musical. So I saw it, and I was like, what is... I think it's like an actual musical that they do every year, like on their channel or something like that. I don't know. But in any case...
I thought he was saying that Hallmark did a version of A Christmas Carol.
Maybe they did a version of A Christmas Carol. That's true. He also listed Miracle on 34th Street, so maybe it could be that as well. But
did they have anything from this century? Or
no,
near it?
No, they didn't. But here's another one.
Classics, man.
Lando Sully, longtime listener, says, I am a firm diehard is not a Christmas movie believer. It's set at Christmas, but it's not inherently a Christmas movie. But my favorite Christmas movie is Muppet Christmas Carol, Ernest Saves Christmas, and A Year Without a Santa Claus.
Ernest Saves Christmas is underrated. Die Hard is a Christmas movie because it's necessary to the plot. Yeah, and I will fight anyone to the death because the building had to be empty except for that one party. So Christmas was why it was set then.
Yes.
Also, all the music throughout it is Christmas coded.
Starts and ends with a Christmas song, period. That's it. It just, I mean, it's got to be the standard. It's got to be the standard. Otherwise, what are we doing here, people? And then Adu, his name is Adu, 1991, said Home Alone 1 and 2. And fellas, I'm happy to share with you guys that I watched Home Alone for the first time ever. Yeah, I know. This is the response I was going to get.
The original?
The original, yes, the original.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. If I may,
response. Thank you.
If I may, look at this guy, look at this exaggerator, just getting up, just leaving the show,
that's
just not even
an exaggeration,
not even interested
at all.
in hearing my perspective. Okay, here's the deal. All right, I just want to explain why I hadn't watched Home Alone. It wasn't a thing that made its way for me and my family. It just wasn't. We didn't have the tape. Whatever we watched for Christmas was whatever my mom bought for VHS. I didn't have that movie, so didn't watch it. Then as I got older, I just saw all the clips. So I knew of the movie. I obviously know of the movie. I knew, like, what was the line? Is it, keep the change, you filthy animal? Like, I know of those things because, like, obviously Home Alone is in the zeitgeist of pop culture. So, like, I know of those things. But I never sat down and watched a movie from first minute to the last minute. And if that is not the greatest example of parental negligence that I've ever seen, is truly staggering. It's honestly like it should be why we don't have more kids. Like that should actually be the name of the movie. Why we don't have more kids, the movie. Because holy crap, Jake, now I've spoken. Are you okay? What's you just your face?
I mean, aside from losing like so much respect for you as a person,
but I watched it. And it's airtight here.
Better late than never.
It's amazing.
You're in your late 30s. That's like telling me you just learned to wipe your ass, that you haven't seen Home Alone.
That happened in my early 30s, but my late 30s, I watched Home Alone. Okay,
wow.
So
I mean,
also,
we watched it not last night, but the night before we had it on, and that was one thing we're talking about was like and it's kind of the point of the movie. All the adults in it are stupid.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
And Kevin is the smartest one.
He really is. He really is.
That's also the point.
If I had spoken to my mom the way that Kevin speaks
I
to his
hope
mom,
I never see any of you again. Yeah, when he's just like on the steps,
my mom
like going in,
would have beat the ever-living shit out of me if I had opened my mouth, and she would have said, "What you say? You say, you want me to go? You know why? You know what this woman did? I'm just going to tell you real quick. This is a great story."
Yeah, but you're not a junior Jigsaw, so that's why.
I guess so. I mean, it was kind of a little sadistic, the fact that he like had a BB gun. He had like all these things, and he was able to.
He could have killed the police at any time.
Yeah, it's true.
At any time, he could have called the police during that. He was doing that purely for his own enjoyment.
Yeah. He was the man of the house.
Yeah.
He was the man of the house, and he had to protect what was his.
He had to protect his house. Yeah, look, it was a great movie. 10 out of 10. Airtight. I get why everyone loves it. When we finished
the movie, explanation of how he's left is so perfect.
It is.
The tickets getting thrown in, sleeping up in the room by himself,
sister miscounting and only counting the heads.
Sister miscounting,
yeah,
but counting the neighbor kid from across the street, like all that shit.
That kid literally doesn't show up the entire movie. He's there. Yeah. That's it. Just for that one thing.
He's a plot device. He and the guy at the beginning of Die Hard are probably arguably two of the most like influential characters, minor characters in a movie.
Yeah.
That kid who played the neighbor auditioned to play Kevin.
That's crazy.
Really?
Oh, that's interesting.
The Home Alone house actually just sold this year. Early in January.
Oh, no way.
And the rumor is they're going to try to restore it to how it was.
It's very updated and
very
white and modern.
Yeah. Which like it's cool and all that they want to restore the house to how it was in the film. They didn't shoot the movie in the house. Yeah. They shot the movie. They rebuilt the interior of the house on a bunch of sets.
They didn't restore it to what it was. Like, I mean, it is very.
They're going to.
Even
they're going.
Yeah. I think Stan is saying they didn't even film in the interior of.
Yeah, no, it's just like that. They looked at the interior of that house and used it as inspiration for the sets they built.
Speaking of that,
yeah,
I watched A Holiday last night. And that movie, Airtight, one of the best like romantic holiday movies ever. All right. If you haven't watched it, do yourself a favor. Okay. But the cottage, the Rose Hill cottage, apparently not the actual cottage. Like they only used the outside of the cottage. They didn't use the inside of it. They couldn't find a place that would be suitable for them to film, which makes sense. That's Hollywood, baby. That's Hollywood.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, guys? There's a lot of great Christmas movies. Of course, keep sounding off what your favorites are in the comments down below. There are too many to list at this point, but I've been having fun watching a lot of them. So it's been a
Lethal
fun year doing
Weapon, technically a Christmas movie. The first Lethal Weapon is during Christmas.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. I don't.
Iron Man 3 during Christmas.
Yeah, that one.
All right, now you had me at the start, Jake. Now you're starting to.
Hawkeye.
That's an entire
Christmas show. You're right.
Hawkeye's technically a Christmas show. Just saying.
The whole season, the whole season?
Show. Yeah, whole show
Christmas?
takes place from Christmas to
season.
New Year's. It's like the final fight takes place at Rockefeller Center at the Christmas tree. Like it uses the Christmas tree as like a main prop for the fight. So is a Christmas series.
I mean, Benjamin Button covers a couple of many Christmases.
Honestly,
until they meet
Conan the Barbarian. I don't know. I just wanted to say that.
mean?
So
yeah.
Okay.
Guys, all right. Let us know favorite Christmas movies down below. Love to hear from you as always. Some big things happened this week in the world. Yeah, I would say some big ones, some minors. Let's start with the biggest one. Might as well. John Cena, last match happened. It was, in my opinion, a good match. I enjoyed the hell out of that match. I will share my thoughts about the ending, but I want to get your thoughts first on just we can start with the overall match itself, and then kind of like talk about the finish afterwards. But Scan, we'll start with you. How did you feel about the way the match was presented, the story of the match going into it, Gunther, his objective, making him tap out, yada yada. Your thoughts?
They told a brilliant story in the match, and the atmosphere that was set up in the arena was incredible. I mean, when's the last time there has been that much of a true 100% every single person in this crowd is behind you style crowd for John Cena? It's been like well over a decade since there's been that kind of crowd for John Cena. And arguably it was the hottest one he ever had in his entire career.
Yeah.
And it was spectacle on a level that you don't really see in wrestling very often anymore. True, just good guy versus bad guy struggle that I think, I mean, again, we'll talk about the ending when we get to it, but they told a great back and forth story the whole way, and they gave Cena the proper platform he deserved, I think.
Okay. I mean, is that the general consensus amongst all of us here that the show was good, the match was a good platform? Is there any dissenting opinions on that? No.
Not from me.
I interesting because I mean the reaction online is very different, right? And I'm kind of curious as to what your guys take, Matt, as to like why, outside of them being dumb, which I mean we can always say they're dumb. I think that there were some. We could talk about the finish here, obviously, because I think that's reason.
Where the division.
That's where the division.
No, I don't think anybody was complaining about like the action of the match or whatever. I think everyone's just fighting about the finish.
Yeah. So let's talk about the finish.
That's what everybody's.
Because I think, Stan, you summed it up perfectly. But let's talk about the finish. John Cena, the man who never gives up, finally gave up, and he tapped out in his last match against Gunther, who said he was going to tap him out. So, Matt, I know we spoke a lot about your relationship with John Cena professionally, but I want to get your thoughts on this moment as a wrestler and, like, I know how you feel about it, but I guess might as well let the audience know, like, at large, like, what are your thoughts on this and also your perspective on John Cena and this final run of his?
Yeah. So, all right, get ready. But strap in, folks.
Oh boy! Oh, here we go.
Opinions. So I said on the night it happened, you were in a win-win situation. People, you can disagree, and that's fine. In my mind, you had a win-win because you could have John Cena win, which has been shown that you could retire. The old school way is to go out on your back, but you could win if there was a time for him to win. Now it would be a good one. I mean, it encapsulates everything about his career. He doesn't give up. He overcomes and he wins and he says goodbye.
Yeah.
That would be satisfying. That would be appropriate. So basically, let me kind of start over. So the way the match can finish, right, would be basically pin, submission, and knockout / 10 count. Let's not do a count out DQ nonsense finishes, but like regular decision finishes. Pinfall, tap out, knocked out. To me, the only bad finishes in this scenario are Gunther being tapped out or Gunther being knocked out. Every other decision in my book is on the table, and there is a story to tell with those finishes. And so they chose one. It wouldn't be, I don't think it would have been the one I chose, but they all have validity.
Yeah.
And so, because like it or not, Gunther is the next, he kind of is the guy, but he's still like new-ish to like the main roster, still only a couple years in to a big main roster run. Even though he's already been a world champion, like he's got a lot of time runway ahead of him. So like to make him the freaking killer, I think putting him over, there's a lot of people who said the minute he was the right guy. He was the right guy for this. I've heard people try to make arguments about like, oh, well, so somebody like LA Knight, no, could have used it. Sure, could he have used it? But in this moment, it felt perfect. I quote our good friend of the show, Simon Miller, who was like, he could have been a Star Wars villain on Saturday night. You know what I mean? He comes out, he's the music, the poise, the presence. He's just a bad guy. He's Hans Gruber. To shout out the best Christmas movie ever. You know what I mean? He is. He's just a plain, unlikable, pompous, killing machine. And you don't like him. So he was the right man for the moment. I am a purist in the sense that, yes, I do think you go out on your back. If you wanted John to win, that's not wrong. You're not stupid. I get that. I don't agree, but I get it. I'm of the mind that you set up the next generation or the current generation and you make someone. So, okay. So now we get to that. Could have you just pinned him? Sure. He could have powerbombed him 4 times and pinned him. 1, 2, 3. A little anticlimactic in my book. The never give up thing. You also he could have passed out, which is, I think is what I thought going in. He never gave up. He never gave in, but the time was now and his body gave out.
Yeah. The last time is now.
The last time wasn't like, but he didn't tap up, but it was just like his body said no.
Yeah.
Just like his career, like it knew it was time to go. Tapping out is the most controversial for sure, but the argument to be made is exactly what we saw on Monday night from Gunther. I'm the motherfucker who tapped out the guy who said he would never quit.
Yeah.
Now, that's a little old heady, and it's a little behind the scenes of like, well, he's building the next monster. But like in the moment, it feels bad, man. It feels very bad to watch John Cena tap out. And I get that.
Yeah.
But I also get why. Because you do truly hang a gigantic, big feather on the cap of Gunther. And he has that skyrocketing him into the next year. And there's all the rumors about he's going to retire Brock. He's going to retire AJ. Maybe he doesn't have to. He already has this. If they do it, great. But so there is something to be said for that. There's a lot of people, I think a lot of old heads who are going to look at fans who are upset and be like, yeah, you don't get it. You don't get wrestling. You're all a bunch of marks and all. No. If you didn't like it, you're valid. If you liked it, you're valid. Like I said, the only wrong decision I think was like bitching out Gunther in some way. Like Cena would have made him tap out or something like that would have been the wrong decision. But other than that, there's ways to navigate this. And honestly, like I was okay with it. Like I said, I would have rather had him go down swinging and just like give out as opposed to actually tapping out. But it does add a little bit more oomph to Gunther. The last thing I'll say too is like, the one kind of like hot take I will say, to all the people with the like, what do we have to do a short with this with the Simpsons meme. What do we tell the children? You know, I've seen way too many like deadpan people being like, what do you tell the cancer patients in the children's ward? I'm like, I know, and he was an amazing guy, and all the Make-A-Wish, he's a super positive guy and a great role model. It's still a fictional TV show, folks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
After
true.
Iron Man died, did we like have to like have a collective conscious like therapy meeting? Like, I know that he was the good guy and went to save it. God, it's a TV show still. And we also don't get to have like all right, we get 3 movies and we're done. Wrap it up with a bow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Cena's career is wrapped up, but there's an entire generation who keeps going literally Monday, Thursday, or like Monday, Friday, Saturday, Monday. Like this train doesn't stop. Yeah. We don't get to say, okay, we're done. Here's all the happy ending because we literally have a show on Monday. So you have to think ahead. And so I do think that people who are like, what do we tell the kids and all this stuff? Like it's a bit pearl clutchy for my books. It's still a fictional TV show. The good guy sometimes dies.
Yep.
And you've made a monster in doing so. So if you didn't like it, I get it. I think that's okay. But I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people are making it out. And I will now shut up for the rest of the show.
No, I honestly think that is
Matt Rehwoldt. Fuck them kids.
Yeah.
That's.
I think that is a great. I think that is a good perspective, especially coming from someone who you have the professional clout to be able to be like, hey, you do know what you're talking about. You're surrounded by this stuff every day, so I think that makes a lot of sense. Jake, your take on it? Do you agree with Jake that it should have been?
I agree with me. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, Matt. Do you agree with Matt? Apologies. That maybe they could have done him going out swinging rather than him conceding, or did you like the way
he did?
It did.
He did go out swinging. I mean, the man got out of that sleeper hold 3 times, 2 times. He fought back valiantly, but like people aren't realizing that this was the old man Cena story. This is Logan. He's not who he used to be. But that doesn't mean that he's still not going to give everything that he has. Everything that he has just isn't what it used to be. That's why John Cena is retiring, because he wants to go out. He doesn't want to come back and do what a lot of these other wrestlers have, where you're just like, just watching for nostalgia's sake, and you're like, boy, they have lost about 5 steps on what they used to be, and you don't want to see him go to Saudi Arabia and drop Undertaker on his head, like you know what I mean? Like you don't want to see stuff like that happen, and he doesn't either. And he's been telling us for a year, when this is over, I'm done. I'm not coming back. There really is no return for his character after this.
Yeah.
And that was the point. He's been telling us, like, he did an interview. I saw a clip of him on McAfee the Friday before, where he was like, I hope that people understand that, no, I'm not, like, this isn't some, this is a setup for a match with The Rock at WrestleMania or anything like that. He's like, I told you so that you have closure. I told you also that I have closure. And that's what he's done. He's been telling us, you can't be disappointed at the man for telling us that he was done. And if John Cena has been anything throughout his entire career and throughout his entire life, he's been honest with us.
Yeah.
He has been honest with us, and he's been a man of his word. And he's done. And this had a finality to it that I think a lot of end of career matches don't really. Like, I again just go back to, like, the smile on his face as he taps out. Like, it just slow, like he's in that headlock, and his face is all red, and you can tell, like, his spirit still wants to fight, but his body can't. And he's at peace with that. And so what he does, instead of passing out or doing anything like that, he taps out because he thinks that that's the honorable thing to do. No one stands to gain anything if he just passes out. I don't think. Everybody's done that before, but nobody's made John Cena. Well, 3 people made John Cena tap, but 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think that people look at the, never give up attitude, like, and maybe take it too literally. Like, never give up simply means like, do your best.
Yeah.
And if you do your best and you don't have anything left to give, then you can rest knowing that you gave it your best.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a good one.
That's what this whole thing is. That's what this whole thing to me is Cena being like, I gave everything that I could. And this industry has given so much to him. And all he's been telling us this entire time is that the character John Cena is about never giving up, but the man John Cena is about always giving back. And that's what he wanted to do. So people can be mad all they want, but you can't sit there and tell me that this isn't exactly how John Cena wanted his final match to go.
That's true.
And then when you watch Monday Night Raw and you see Gunther get absolutely booed out of the building harder than he has ever been booed in his career thus far.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that's not the right call.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see for sure, but I don't disagree with that. I think my only I think you guys summed up a lot of my perspectives on it. I think the only area where I'm like not like the biggest fan of, was all the wink wink nod moments that were just like a little too much. It was like a little too on the nose, like the part when he went to go do the super AA off the top rope and he like literally looks at the camera and does like a Jim from The Office, like, like kind of thing, and then he does it and then you're like, and then he kicks out of it and it's like whatever, but it was still just one of those things where I was just like, I'm okay with it because ultimately it's his match. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Like, I don't see, it is what it is. I enjoyed it. It was still fun. But those moments where I was just like, it kind of brought me back to like, oh yeah, John Cena is from an era that's it's a little corny sometimes, and I sometimes forget that, and that's okay. And that's okay. That's okay.
Michael Cole even addressed that.
Yeah.
He said professional wrestling destroyed
sports entertainment.
Sports entertainment today.
Yeah. That was such a. That also was a very. But good on you.
I love that.
I didn't really care for that line because WWE, no matter how much they try, it's always going to be sports entertainment. I mean, no matter what they do, it's always going to be spectacle, which is what we talked about.
Him on that one.
Yeah, I mean, you don't think so?
But at the same, I think
I'm not saying they're not professional wrestlers. I want to be very clear on that.
I hate the argument. It's the same goddamn thing.
But we
New
just
Japan
talked about
Pro
story
Wrestling
versus
has been sports entertainment for 30 years. A Ring of Honor is sports entertainment. Anything where the match is predetermined is sports fucking entertainment. It's different styles of sports entertainment. Right. It's just all sports entertainment.
Sports entertainment was a term made up by Vince McMahon in a boardroom.
But who cares? It was one of the most brilliant terms ever invented.
Really?
It's perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
Of
all the crazy things, you're out of your damn
pro wrestling just kind of hits the thing. Sports entertainment.
No, because pro wrestling is confusing to your consumer. Pro wrestling makes
pro wrestling makes sense when kayfabe was alive.
Pro wrestling is the Olympics. Those are guys who wrestle professionally. I get. Is it pro football, pro wrestling? I get it. This is sports entertainment. Maybe it was to circumvent laws, so we didn't have to have safety checks. Maybe. But
that was why.
Brilliant.
I mean, at the end of the day, we have to acknowledge the realities of what was done. I mean, look, I'm not disagreeing with you.
But it's not a legitimate sport. It's
right,
not.
And I think,
but it's also not a legitimate term because it was made to actually avoid doing things that you're supposed to do legally.
You can't say it's not a legitimate term.
It's not a legitimate term because it was made by a man who just wanted to break the law, who broke the law constantly. I know. Well, I mean, then again, that's kind of the fundamental issue with society as a whole.
Term.
It makes sense. It made sense in a time when kayfabe was still alive.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, you know, I don't. Whatever folks feel is what they feel. I don't. It is what it is. I'm just saying I don't view it that way. But because it was a term made up by a man in a boardroom. That being said,
all terms were made up.
If I listed every term made up by a man in a boardroom,
I don't think pro wrestling was made up in a boardroom. I think it's just people called it that.
Our language would be dead if I deleted all those.
I mean, hey, and that goes and just because that's true doesn't mean it's right. Doesn't make it the best alternative. Doesn't mean that it is the best way. Just because what you said is right doesn't mean that sports entertainment isn't anything more than what it actually is.
The argument that I thought we would be having.
I know. It's funny. Anyway, we'll table that for another day. But let us know what you think in the comments below. Actually, kind of curious what you guys think about the Cena retirement as a whole and how it is played out, as well as like people's takes on it and stuff. But I think you guys presented really, really good perspectives, and I think like that it just makes sense, right? And Gunther's now, you know, they've set up this new bad guy for a very long time. So we hope. And
you know what? I think the whole argument of what do I tell the kids? You tell them that reality is often disappointing.
Yeah. Well,
I mean it sucks, but it is.
Thank you, WWE, for doing that as they stand alongside Trump in everything they do. So
again, making my point. You're making my point.
Yeah. So depressing.
And then we have to find who. Then the answer is who will step up.
Yeah.
Who restores balance?
The guy to beat the monster.
Because
our best guy, he was at his end. He reached his limit.
Who is that guy?
Now who's the next guy?
Yeah.
That to me is like actually the big thing about the end of the match to me, and why I think Cena was so pleased. There is someone that can still present that challenge. There is someone that is still going to be that target, that is going to be that guy that everyone needs to beat. And it was Cena, and Gunther now proved it can be him too.
Yeah.
And that I think is the best thing about the result of the match.
But it's like Obi-Wan sacrificing himself. He did it because he knew there was someone who could beat Vader. He just couldn't do it. So he sacrificed himself so that individual could find it within themselves to be the one to step up and beat the bad guy.
Well done, fellas. It is exciting. We'll keep eyes on it as it develops going into 2026. Very exciting. Or not, if you're not a fan of it, you know, because that also is a reality too, right? There are people who just weren't cool with it. They just didn't like the way that it ended. And like you said, Matt, I mean, that's fine. You know, like it is ultimately, right, like it's entertainment, and we take that entertainment and perceive it differently, right? All of us have different takes on it. So, but it was still a fun match. And hell, man, the parts of him getting out of the holds from Gunther, chef's kiss. That was some good ass, just moment to moment, like making you feel something. John Cena really was the master at that. So looking forward to seeing who takes up that mantle. And Gunther,
Gunther was so good in that match. Just doing exactly what we thought he would. This is your hero.
Yeah, this just reaffirmed Gunther's greatness.
Around and talking his shit, and
it just confirms his greatness, which is something we've been saying for God knows how long, right? I mean, when we started the show, it was the Intercontinental. It was the end of the Intercontinental Championship run. Man, literally like rejuvenated the entirety of the mid card division with his run with the IC title. It's really cool. So, well done, man. We also had the C-DOS continue, Continental Classic continue forward. We won't spend too much time on it because we have to get into the awards. But keeping it brief, I mean, still some great results across the board. I think we had Takeshita versus Claudio, I want to say, and I think Takeshita picked up that win. Oh no, it was a draw. It was a draw. That's right. Oh yeah, that's right. It was a draw. Holy crap!
And
that match
fighting.
That match was crazy. And then I was watching that match, and then I'm like, dude, now I just want Don Callis family versus the Death Riders. Like, let's make this a reality. But that was yeah, that was a really good one. Any Scan, were there any other crazy results? I think
Yeah, Speedball won. Speedball beat Kyle Fletcher in what is arguably the best TV match that AEW had all year. That was one of the best matches I saw all year.
For some reason, I thought that was last week, but no, it was this week.
Was it?
No, it's this week. It was this week,
It
or
is.
or you know what I mean, like the week prior.
Since recording, yes.
Yeah, this recording. I thought it was 2 weeks ago for whatever reason, but no, yeah, that match was freaking oh my God, that was some genuinely incredible wrestling. And you can also kind of see like how the Continental Classic is starting to take shape here, and how the leagues are playing out. You got right now, and we'll go ahead and bring it up here, sitting at the top of the leagues, we got a 3-way tie right now in the Gold League. Okada, Speedball, and Fletcher with 6 points. And then you have Claudio and Takeshita. They're tied. That match was supposed to determine who takes the lead. Now they're both tied. So this is also, and they've been winning their matches nonstop. So yeah, it's crazy. How are you feeling, Jake? Who you think gets this win? Who's the winner of the Continental Classic?
Man, I don't know.
Man, it's so hard
because
to call.
like they've done a great job of making it all kind of like seem pretty like even across the board, which is a welcome surprise from tournaments of the past. But like, I don't know. This is one where I'm just like,
someone did the math.
I think I'm just gonna. That's what I said last time. Was it's like someone did the math to figure out the most like optimized version of this tournament. But I don't know, man. This is just one that I don't mind sitting back and just being like, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Because everybody in this thing is showing out. And it's been a blast.
Jack Perry, Roderick Strong still with Donuts. They're looking for their first win. I think Roddy's going to take on Moxley this week. And then Jack Perry. I mean, Jack Perry's first match was against Okada. So that was a rough one to start things off.
Plus, he inherits an L from Darby too.
Yeah.
Like he came in, he came in way behind the 8 ball.
That's right. He takes Darby's L, and he also has to deal with taking on Okada on that first first match. So it only leaves him with 4 other opponents left. 3 other opponents left. Because who did Darby lose against? Was that Kevin Knight or was that Speedball?
Kevin Knight, he did lose against Kevin Knight.
Yeah, it was Kevin Knight. So so we'll see. And Matt, your thoughts on the Continental Classic? Because Jake doesn't know who's going to win. I don't know who's going to win. You in the same boat?
No, if it's not Takeshita, it's wrong.
Oh, okay.
In my opinion, I don't think anybody else has a good enough of a through line story to make it compelling enough. Like other than just like, hey, this other person won the Continental Classic. That's a big win for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Takeshita has everything with Okada and the turmoil in the Don Callis family, and he's been on this kind of tweener run as the audience has become to like him more and more. He won the IWGP title. Like he is on this. When you're hot, you're hot. I think you got to go with him. Anybody else, it would be like, that's fun. Good for them. That's a good win. That's a good tournament for them. And then I think you forget about it 2 weeks later. Takeshita is the only one you can get a through line through the whole thing and have a really big ending, especially if it ends up with him and Okada, which is like I know sometimes the best story is the one that's right in front of you.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
It's like, just tell it. Just tell it. And then have them explode at the end of it.
There's a good story though with Fletcher too, though. That's in there with the Don Callis family. Not as much as Takeshita, though. I do agree with
not
you
as
on that.
much, not as ingrained there. And I think Fletcher, you could do. He's one of those. I'm not trying to jump ahead, but one of those guys. I'm like, I want to watch in 2026 because he's had an incredible 24 and 25.
Yeah.
So like, and I think he's only going to keep going. But like right now, I'm like, I think you got to run with the Takeshita stuff.
I think so too. And also, if you want to establish Takeshita's like legacy in AEW, him beating the greatest tournament wrestler of all time, right? Which is what they run with, is like a great way to start things off, right? We talk about setting people up for like the future and building them up strong. So Takeshita definitely has that. And that again, take time out of your day to go watch the match with him and Claudio. Holy freaking crap. It's been amazing to see AEW throw down some pretty damn good matches in a consistent manner like this across like their shows and it not feel overdone. What are they doing that's kind of working right now? Because I don't like I haven't been able to put my finger on it exactly, but it just everything feels so fresh right now. And I don't know if maybe it's just the Continental Classic or it's just the nature of everything, but I don't know. What did you guys read on it, Jake?
I think everything's kind of like up in the air right now. Honestly, like we kind of feel like at the beginning of a new chapter because we have a new AEW champion. We are in the middle of this tournament. We have the first ever women's tag champs called it, and we also like it's just kind of towards the end of the year.
Man.
Like things are just kind of in this like not really a holding pattern, but we're just kind of like feeling things out. And like this tournament's a great way to do that is to just kind of like get people attention, see where the smoke is, follow that and make some fun stuff outside of that. Yeah. But I mean, I really just kind of think that's where it is. I think AEW is just kind of like, I'm going to say in cruise control, and that sounds negative, but I don't think that it is. I think that they're just kind of hitting their strides right now and feeling out where they want to go with things. And I think that that's perfectly fine because as long as they're putting on bangers, which they are, then, that's what people are going to be excited about. But we see some, little stories here and there that are being discovered or hinted at or whatever. So I think it's, they're giving us just a fun little end of the year, like wrap up to things. We'll start the new year with some new stories and I think it's good. I think AEW is in a good place.
Yeah. I'm curious what happens at World's End. That triple threat, a lot can go down there. I don't see a world where Samoa Joe loses the title this soon, but I also wouldn't be opposed to it.
The rematch from a year and a half ago or whatever.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And
right before Swerve won.
Let's not forget that there's a particular dude from Long Island who's got himself a contract. He doesn't particularly like Samoa Joe that much. So MJF could make his way back. And we also have, I think, is it this Wednesday, Scan, is the Dynamite Ring Battle Royale, right? For the number one contender spot.
I think it is. Yeah. If it's not tonight, as it were, it's very soon.
Yeah.
At the very least. I think it is tonight.
Yeah, I believe so. It would be the Dynamite on 34th Street, I think is or no, it's Holiday Bash is the one that we have this. Yeah, so I think it is tonight. Yes, it is. It is. I'm pulling it up right now. So tonight on Dynamite, we have quite a bit, actually. We got a
3-hour show.
Yeah, 3 freaking hours. My wife loves me. She's a huge fan of AEW. Big fan. We got a lot of great matches. Continental Classic, Pac versus Kyle Fletcher. Good God. That is going to be a banger. Roderick Strong versus John Moxley. The contract signing. Surely this is going to be orderly as always and no carnage. Nothing bad's going to happen. Big triple threat as well. Kenny Omega with the Elite versus Don Callis family. So yeah, we got a lot of craziness happening on Dynamite. It's going to be dope.
I have a random question.
Go for it.
Bring that picture back up. Who in this picture do you think gives the best and worst Christmas gifts?
Let's run through this quickly because we got to get.
Can I real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Omega is the best one for sure.
Pac gives the worst. Pac absolutely gives the worst gifts.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's Mox. I think Mox gives terrible Christmas gifts. I think he forgets that it's Christmas.
Mox is gonna give you some weird stuff. Pac is gonna purposely make sure that his gift is bad.
Yeah. Well, that's fair. But Mox is gonna give you gifts like Ariel and the Little Mermaid. Like, here's the random fork, and here's some other shit that I found because I forgot.
See, I feel like Mox is going to give you something, though, that you can use.
Yeah.
He's going to give you a tool.
Okay,
right? He wants you to become better.
A drill or something.
We've had a lot of critiques about her over the years, but if there's one thing we know about Mercedes, she's got money.
Yeah.
So she's got the Gucci shit, right? She's getting designer stuff and to show her status. So I'm taking gifts from Mercedes
underrated
all night
for
long.
crazy
I'll
gifts.
take gifts from
Juice
Tony Storm.
Oh, Juice will get you something weird. It'll
Juice will
pop
get you something weird. He'll probably
It'll make you laugh.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
So either one. And if you
Orange
want
Cassidy made his gifts.
that is true with bubblegum twine and some duct tape and some
and Hangman would give you like a box of garden vegetables that he grew himself.
Yeah.
Kyle Fletcher will give you something pink and bald. All right, so let's now before I know, right? I actually didn't realize the pink and bald could be like, oh, that's bad. So last thing before we move on to the meaties, Matt, TNA 2026 AMC. It's happening. Exciting. What can people look forward to for AEW in 2026?
AEW.
TNA. My bad.
Question.
TNA. I was looking at AEW's website and pulling up the graphics, and I said it. TNA, total nonstop action wrestling in 2026.
Dude, I mean, I don't know, man. It's a brand new platform. Much larger audience, more eyes. So I think obviously we're going to be trying to step it up. I mean, just literally, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. And I think that's the best thing. Expect the unexpected. The pressure's on. So, like, I think it's going to be a year we're going to have to step up and pull out some interesting stops. TNA's never been bad at that. It might make some weird decisions and everything like that. But I think we're going to have a couple of really good breakout years from some people. But we could talk a little bit more about that at the end of the show.
Yeah. Well, we're actually going to be doing a little stocking stuffer. So we kind of lied. This isn't technically the last episode. We're going to have one more dropping next week, but it's a shorter one. Just something to have so you guys can enjoy. And we're going to be talking about what we're looking forward to in 2026 across all the promotions. Right. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that right here on the Rebook channels. Let's go ahead and move forward with the meaties. Now, of course, the meaties is our first ever attempt at doing an award show. And considering that we're already 50 minutes into this one and we haven't started the meaties yet, boy, oh boy, this is going to be a long one. But hey, good one for the end of the year. So you know what? You sickos are just going to have to deal with it.
Do we have wrap-up music?
We don't. I should have. Don't worry. Rebook 2026, we're going to have all sorts of audio stuff. Oh, it's going to be great. I can't wait.
It's just Gunther's theme and you're like, oh shit, I need to finish.
I need to go.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and do this, guys. It's the meaties. And the way we're going to do it is we have a couple of categories and we're all going to nominate or share our opinions, who we think shines in this category. And then at the end, like we do with the Rebook 24/7 champion, we are going to vote. But for all these categories, you should let us know in the comments down below and also on our Discord who you think is the winner. So let's start with our first category. And it is... Oh, that's Jake. Sorry about that. Men's Storyteller of the Year.
In a way, I kind of am a...
The men's storyteller of the year. It's true. You called so many things this year. Men's storyteller of the year. Fellas, where do we want to start with this? Because we have a lot of options, a lot of good choices. Who wants to start the nominations first?
Screw it. I'll start.
Go for it,
Matt. At the risk of being accused of biases, Jake, yeah, there you go. Jake just mentioned him. I think he's continued to show his prowess in this department when it comes to any storyline he's in. But Mustafa Ali in TNA continued to show, whether it was a big poppin' main event story or even somewhere in the middle, he always goes the extra mile in telling his story. The grouping together of Order 4. I mean, the story with Mike Santana to start off the year to get through Rebellion was so personal, and he was such a smug piece of crap, but they worked together to really make that intense, and then they ended up having one of the best matches of the year as a result of it. Then moving into his thing with Cedric and like the disillusion with Order 4 and everything he's put in, he never is just like, oh, okay, cool, who's winning? You know what I mean? Like, he gets hands-on and he makes sure the story takes you on a ride. Even as recently as this thing with Elijah, like that was just supposed to be on paper, oh, they have an argument and then this, and they're going to get into a feud. But he went and added, there's this horse stunt and there was the guitar, and they're going to keep working with the guitar as you watch. Like he lays these threads and crumbs. And so he is a thinking man's wrestler, both in the ring and out of the ring. And he 2025 continue to show his prowess.
Dude,
and I think is still one of the unsung heroes.
This is a great nomination. Oof, man, solid choice. All right. Who wants to go next for your nominations?
You know what? I'll go.
All right, Stan. Let's go.
The word that I kept coming back to through everything, trying to think of all of our categories here, was just captivation. It's whether they're on the mic, whether they're in the ring, no matter what they're doing, who is the person that is captivating me the most in everything they do right now. And my honorable mention, the guy I want to say was Takeshita. I love Takeshita. He's had an absolutely unreal year. His rivalry with Okada that has slowly been burning and building in the Don Callis family for a while. But my flat out answer is actually Obafemi.
Ooh,
Obafemi is the absolute textbook example of domination in WWE right now. I think legitimately even more than Gunther.
His reaction at Saturday Night's Main Event was that dude is the future.
Yeah. He's already a superstar. He is already shit. You could put this man, have him walk into the ring and face off against Roman Reigns eye to eye right now, and I 100% would believe he could beat him.
Yeah. Someone online said
I agree.
That he looks like absolute Swerve Strickland.
Yeah, I saw absolute Swerve. So good.
So I know we don't, go by win-loss records or anything like that when it comes to our podcast here, but it needs to be said. He went 14-6-1 this year. The one is the disqualification literally just this past weekend. Of those 6 losses, 4 of them are in tag team competition. And only one of them, he has the one draw against Trick, and then the one other loss is the DQ against Cody. His only pinfall loss this year was against Ricky Starks, and he's only had 2 other men pin him in his entire WWE career since since 2023.
Crazy.
Like, he is the absolute textbook definition of domination in this right now, and you believe every single thing he does when he's on the mic, when he's in the ring. And I don't say this to sound negative towards him at all, but he's everything I had hoped Keith Lee was going to be in the WWE. And he's going to, I think he's absolutely shaping up to be one of the biggest players for them for years to come.
Yeah, well, bold. Okay, Obafemi, and we have Mustafa Ali. 2 excellent choices. Jake, do you want to go or should I go?
I can go. I was kind of torn between two different guys for different reasons. My kind of honorable mention was Seth Rollins because I think he did. He had one of the best cash-ins we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Possibly trumping his own cash-in. Everyone thought he was injured. His own family believed that he was injured. His own daughter kept kayfabe alive. Like that's impressive. The whole family was in on it.
Yeah.
The whole family was in on it. We were fed this bullshit. And then he comes out and drops those crutches. That was incredible. But the man's not even here. He's not even on camera, and he's still influencing stories that are being told in WWE because everyone was asking about the Masked Man and it's Seth Rollins and all this kind of stuff. And it kicked off, the Vision and, had that huge moment
not Seth.
But it's not Seth, as we know. But I'm just saying, even still he's still affecting these storylines. But also, the huge heel turn that he had, where he got Heyman on his side in that triple threat match at WrestleMania. That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
That was awesome. So yeah, that wasn't at WrestleMania, was it? I don't. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, hard to argue against him, but I think ultimately that the men's storyteller of the year for me is Hangman Adam Page.
Whoa.
That guy, his story leading up to him winning the title, opening that briefcase and saving AEW was so phenomenally told. I mean, like, it was, you watched him descend into madness, people screaming at his presence, thinking that he's going to legitimately hurt other people in the ring, to redeeming himself and becoming the man that he always wanted to be, that we always knew that he could be, but he got lost along the way. And just these small moments that he would have backstage and in telling his stories and with other people like Swerve, getting involved in the story, and just like, he had some beautiful nuance in his performances in telling these stories. And he, also did a great job in the ring telling stories. So I don't see how you can't say Hangman Adam Page is the men's storyteller of the year.
Wow. Yeah. I mean,
that's just me.
So full disclosure, Hangman was going to be my nomination. Because I felt the same way.
Then I take Seth Rollins.
Yeah, because I was there and I saw it and it was amazing. Like, watching it live was just so freaking good, and I had the time of my life with that one. So a little bit of bias, I guess, on my part because I saw it live. But that was going to be my pick.
Still, I mean, because think about it, we went from, you and I saw him fighting MJF.
Yeah.
When people wanted him to be a face, but he wasn't. He was still being a heel. And that was just a great, I don't know. It was a great renaissance for him as a character. And
it was a very tight, well-told story that had very clear,
but over a long period of time.
And it worked out very, even with the injuries and the breaks and all that stuff, it worked out. Like, the timing couldn't have worked out better for them, with the way it all kind of came to fruition.
Yeah.
Damn, man, I'm not gonna lie, that one threw me for a loop. I was ready for it, and I had all these reasons, and then you just sent me out for a spinner. If I had to pick, for someone, for storyteller, damn, man, now you kind of, you know what? This might be a little controversial because we're not going to have a WWE complete person in this. Although I do think it is reflective of, the current state of WWE, maybe. I'm going with Mike Santana.
See, that's who I thought you were going to go with.
He was my second pick, but I didn't want to because, I figured Matt was going to cover some TNA stuff, but now I just feel compelled. And I feel like it's almost like I love the fact that you went with Mustafa and Mike Santana was a big part of that, but then also he continued forward and
very true.
I think the thing that also stuck out to me too, and a lot of our listeners and viewers had pointed it out, was, about how Mike Santana is like the Tommy Dreamer, the guy who always gets screwed. He always ends up needing to dig deep and get the win however he can, so on and so forth. And I think even with the unfortunate circumstance of him losing his title, so fast, the way that it happened, the fact that we're still telling this story of Mike Santana redeeming himself, and we're still compelled by it. I'm still compelled by it, regardless of him going through a roster of the NXT Outlaws. I'm still compelled by Mike Santana because I know he's gonna get back for that title. It's gonna happen, and when it does happen, it's gonna be incredible. So it's gonna feel even better because it's he's gonna feel like it's the title he shouldn't have lost to begin with. So he's gonna it's almost as if I'm planting the seed for the future of 2026, but yet this is a 2025 story, which I think goes to show how much meat is on the bone, and why it's good for the meaties.
To bring it back to the
to bring it back to it. So who gets men's storyteller of the year? Who?
I mean, I'll go right ahead and say my vote at the end of this, I think, is actually going to go to Hangman.
I kind of wanted to go to Hangman too.
I love Mustafa Ali is such a brilliant pick, Matt, because he did so much brilliant stuff this year. But again, just how long this story for Hangman has been going, and the image of him getting that title out of the briefcase is arguably like the best individual moment of this entire year. I can see people making that argument. So I think I would agree.
There were a lot this year. There were a lot of great individual moments that happened. We just talked about the Seth Rollins cash in, you know what I mean? Like the Heyman turn, right? Trick Williams showing up in TNA. Like there's a lot of great moments this year that happened. So yeah, I mean, I would argue with that. Yeah,
I'm okay with giving it to Hangman.
I would say Hangman. That would be 3 out of unless Matt, you're also going unanimous on Hangman, or
can I filibuster?
Can I filibuster? Filibuster? Come on, man! What are you, a Republican?
It began in 1985, and we take our. I was gonna actually be. If I was going to vote first, I actually would have probably backed Santana. That was a really good one. But you know what? No, I have no problem going in on Hangman. That was such a well executed story. And on a personal note, I mean, it came at a time when I wasn't super invested in AEW stories, and I didn't think they were doing very well with the stories at the beginning of the year. And then that started to form, and I was like, oh, we're doing this. Oh, we're gonna tell this story. Let's go. So it really wrapped me in. And then since then, maybe it's a bias because of that, but they felt stronger since then.
I think it jump-started them telling great stories. I really do. I think that was the catalyst for them telling better stories. And you know, and them finding a stride in that.
And the other thing too is when I think back,
moment for them.
When I think back to Hangman's influence, right? Like when he won the title the first time around, that was also a big moment. But that ended up getting tarnished by the whole CM Punk situation, because that got very personal very quickly, and was very clear Hangman did not like CM Punk, and CM Punk did not like Hangman.
Vice versa.
And that kind of created a weirdness to it. And then from there, like there was just a stank on the title for such a long time. Yeah. And then the Death Riders happened. And honestly,
this felt like his first title reign, like his first real title.
Yeah, yeah. And then even though this one ended a little shorter than we were all expecting, it's still, this one ended, I think, fine, because there was an actual reason to it. There was an actual like way that they approached it. Samoa Joe had like a mission, and it was so well done. And yeah, I agree. So folks, that means our first ever winner of the Meaties goes for men's storyteller of the year. It is the one and only oh no, I left my graphics and I messed everything up. Hangman Adam Page. Yay. All right. Let's go ahead and move on quickly to our next category. Congratulations, Hangman, to women's storyteller of the year. This similar to the men's, as we just went over. I'm gonna just leap in front of everyone. And because I went last, so I'm going to do it. Toni Storm. I'm giving it to Toni Storm, and I don't think I need to say anything else. I'm giving it to Toni Storm. That's it. You know why I love Toni Storm? Because when the Timeless Love Bombs music hits, I get up in my living room and I do the strut. I do the strut that they do, and it's amazing. It's so good.
I completely believe it.
But that's not a story. That's a gimmick. That's
no. But all jokes aside, though, I mean,
that's a theme song.
Toni Storm. You know, to just kind of recenter it though. Toni Storm really, you know, when you think about who tells good stories in AEW, it doesn't get any better than Toni Storm. I mean, granted, she has probably, if we had done this last year, she probably would have won it last year as well for me for AEW, on the AEW side at least. But it's just everything that this woman does just is comedy. It's silly, but then she can get serious, and then she goes through these different generations. And even when she had the title, for a majority of this year, all of her matches were made to elevate the individual that she went up against. They also saw her kind of creatively weave through different kinds of styles of character, whether it's her Marilyn Monroe-esque approach, or her Carmen Sandiego, or her Rosie the Riveter, or, you know, like, she just leans into these things, and it really, it's just cool. It's good, and it's so refreshing, and she's never afraid to laugh at herself, make a joke at her expense, at the expense of the story, and will always try to, like, weave in whatever she's doing with her character with the individual that she's facing off against. So, like, when she faced off against what was it, Athena, I believe it was, right? That was a similar one where it was like Athena's doing all her touting from the rooftop. So Timeless Toni Storm does the same exact thing, and she, like, kind of brings it to Athena the same way, and she, like, just finds ways to, like, keep everything fresh. Even her involvement with Mina Shirakawa and the Timeless Love Bombs, all stemming from, the pivotal moment that we saw at Blood and Guts when Mina freaking looked like she was dead and Tony had to cover her up and stuff like that. It's just like little things like that. It's just so freaking good. And Toni Storm is just a goat. Like, seriously, like, she's so freaking good, man. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say. That's all I got.
I mean, the Hollywood ending was what, in February or March?
Right. Hollywood ending was this year too. Oh,
yeah, that happened this year.
We were there for it.
We were there for that, and that was this year. My God, this year feels like both the longest and shortest ever. So yeah, really, she had a dynamite year, and I think that was very good. Boom, boom. All right, who wants to go next?
God damn it!
All right, I'll go.
All right.
My honorable mention was going to be her, because I knew someone else was gonna say Tony. No matter what, someone was gonna do that. Although I would also want to give a shout out to Naomi. I think that if it wasn't for her pregnancy this year, she would have had probably the best year in WWE, other than in the ring wise, Stephanie Vaquer. But for me, I'm going with Io Sky. Io Sky, especially around Mania season this year, was part of one of the most compelling parts of WWE the whole year. This right here. This promo right here is what solidified it, where she just got so mad at these two for ignoring her, that this is a triple threat match at WrestleMania, and they're ignoring the woman with the belt in the ring, and she would not freaking stand for it. Because, like, don't forget, she won the belt like less than 6 weeks before Mania. Yeah, it was on an episode of Raw that she won the belt. And so that threw this huge wrench into the story between those two, between Bianca and Rhea, and it turned Io into really one of the leading star women in WWE in a totally new way, at a totally different level. She had great matches against Roxanne Perez. She had 2 classic triple threats against both Rhea and Naomi. She had the Bianca and Rhea triple threat at Mania. Guest appearance against Mayu Iwatani in Japan this year, and throughout all that had these constant fun story threads with people like Rhea and the Kabuki Warriors and that whole relationship. It's every time she's on screen, I am entertained one way or another. So for me, she's number 1 this year.
Yeah, no, that's a good shout, man. Io Sky, excellent. That Mania story was fantastic. And and oftentimes people forget too, right? Like when Io Sky like showed up, like we had watched Io Shirai for so long because she had been like all over the internet, right? Like she was like an internet darling for such a long time because you were seeing so many of her clips from her time in Japan. And then, when she made it to WWE, she was in NXT for like a hot minute. And then, they had to give her some time. And I think the audience just needed to understand, like, what you're witnessing here is like probably one of the greatest professional wrestlers ever lace up a pair of boots, and do this thing. So like, maybe, you start appreciating it. And you could definitely tell, like, the audience just, it's hard not to appreciate Io Sky. She is unfreaking believable. Love that pick. So we have Toni Storm, we have Io Sky. Who's next? Jake, Matt, who wants to nominate? Or do you agree with both of us?
I'll go ahead and nominate someone.
Okay.
This one's, I mean, both of those are really good picks. I'm gonna go with a little bit, once again, kind of an unsung hero, I think. I'm gonna go with Chelsea Green.
Ooh,
and
Chelsea
I
Green.
think it's a lot of very like, I know, like almost like ha entertainment, but here's it. She takes advantage of every avenue and second on a camera. And she's made you fall in love with this whack job character. The U.S. title run, the Secret Hervis. See someone not only tell their story on SmackDown TV, but then they grab the social media person and they go, let's do a thing for Instagram and Twitter. And then they grab the digital team. Let's do something for .com where I'm running down the hallway away from this person. She got them to say, I've never been creamed like this on WWE media, like this PG media. And even she can't believe it. But like, so like someone who just continues to sell her story in between even her own TV segments, you can tell she grabs it. Kind of like what I said about Ali. She'll take it by the horn. She doesn't just let, oh, okay, I'll just write whatever creative wrote for me and then I'm done for the day. I want to do this and I want to film this and I want to shoot this extra content. And I want you to flesh out this character so much that she's totally like already a good wrestler with entertaining character at the beginning of the year to this totally like different and evolved character that we've seen so much of now. So she's a star.
Great pick.
I think she's going to be a world champion in 2026.
It's a great pick. And also, like, people forget Chelsea Green. That woman can wrestle. She can go.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She can go. Her matches with Penta.
Watch her stuff from Japan. Like a lot of she will. She ain't afraid.
But her in like ladder matches since she's been in WWE.
Oh yeah, TNA. She did great stuff.
That lady could throw down. So I'm excited for what she does in 2026. I agree with you. That's a good one. All right, Jake, you are the last one. Who do we have?
I love an underdog. Who doesn't love an underdog?
Me.
And so I'm also going to choose who I think is an underdog this year. I would say that they're maybe even WWE's Chelsea Green. But Harley Cameron.
Isn't
Harley Cameron
WWE's Cameron? Oh, AEW's Chelsea Green.
Yeah, we did AEW's Chelsea Green.
We're all doing it today.
I think she may be AEW's Chelsea Green. Harley Cameron.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, do I need to make another case within that photo?
Great photo.
Great pictures.
But I mean, look, she's a Renaissance woman.
Yeah.
There's nothing. I mean, there's nothing that she can't do. She can sing, play instruments, do ventriloquism, puppetry. She can rap. She's getting better and better and better in the ring. She's paired with someone perfect in Willow. But like, she had, I think, Mercedes Moné's best feud of the year. I think was with her. You know, and she's and she knows what her limitations are in the ring, so she tells great stories in the ring to compensate for what she knows she can't do physically yet. And I like that right there, that moment where she pops up with Minnie Monet to fight her in that match in Australia was a blast. And then this women's tag tournament has been so great and so enjoyable. We have seen where Harley can go from this agent of chaos who's just goofing off, having fun, upsetting heels, having a great time. And when she gets serious, she gets even more fun.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited about seeing what comes from her next year. But I think she's been very underrated in her storytelling this year. And so that's who I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Harley Cameron.
A good one. All right. So we have great options. We have Toni Storm, Io Sky, Chelsea Green, and Harley Cameron. This one is going to be difficult.
Damn.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. I'm going to go with Toni Storm, but I will be very honest with you guys. I will be and I mean this like, the only reason
could go
why,
with any of these.
Yeah, the only reason why I'm going with Toni Storm is because when outside of Io Sky, and Io Sky is a really good one. That was a low key really good pick. Io Sky's feud from Mania was amazing, but then after that, it was kind of a little
It
like
just kind of petered
little
out a
Peter
little,
patter all over the
unfortunately.
place. But her
Although
quality of work
It's
and
picked up.
her story
it
has
has. It has.
been, and it has picked up. So that is very certain. But I feel like Tony for me has been consistent all year. Harley had a bit of a weird moment where she was like paired with Chris Statlander and paired with Willow, and we didn't quite know where that was going. And Chelsea Green, only reason why I wouldn't give Chelsea Green the vote, but I would honestly, is just because as great as she is, she should be the star of the freaking show, and she's not. And it does feel like
That's
that.
no.
I feel like that.
That's
kind
not
of
a fair
No.
parameter.
Well, here's
That's
the thing.
not her
It doesn't
choice.
do enough to pull attention from the other things that other people are doing, I guess is what I'm trying to. That's kind of like my it's not, but it's so good. But it's I don't know. It's because like I didn't know those things, right? But everything with Tony Storm or even with Io Sky, I've seen on screen on TV. Whereas with Chelsea stuff, she's very good.
See, it's interesting, and
I like considering that though. I do like considering
but
that.
see, it's hard to say anything with story and character and not say Tony. But I kind of feel the same way about, as you mentioned about Io. I think after the Hollywood ending, she's had a very flat. It's good, but a very flat end of last half of the year.
Yeah.
The feud with Mercedes, I thought was okay going into All In, not great. And then since losing the title, the tag team thing has been fun, but it's kind of just been like a haha gimmick fun. It's not been a strong story.
Yeah.
It's been more of like it's a fun pairing, but it's not really like in an in-depth story of anything. So that would be my one thing. All these people have really good characters, but they've had inconsistent strength in storytelling, while their characters are some of the best in all of pro wrestling. So that's the tough part we're having, I think.
I that's legitimately what I think made this the hardest category for me to pick this year. Because because
the women have been so on point.
There's been a lot of really great.
No matter where you're looking in any promotion right now, there is something going on in the women's division that is worth 100% of your attention right now. And it's excellent that we're in that sort of position, and it makes it really difficult for us to try to figure this out.
All right, we gotta pick. We gotta pick, fellas. Who are we going with?
I understand your guys' point about Io having a much flatter second half of the year, so I can understand the vote not going there.
Oh God.
I honestly,
sorry.
I could wait. Which way am I going? I'm going this way. I could nudge to Harley.
I was actually going to say Harley. I was actually going to say nudging closer to Harley.
I'm going to nudge to
anyone.
We
ended up getting something with Harley. It. We ended up getting like a big finality,
a culmination.
Yeah,
because like she kind of, it's a great over the course of 2025 alone. Kind of, I don't want to.
She's evolved.
Zero to hero kind of thing, like floundering around at the start. And then finding a character, that getting over, that getting popular. Now, at the end of the year, culminating with a brand new first ever title win. I think that's a nice...
Her first gold win.
Yeah.
And she had an injury too, so let's not forget. She had a really significant injury, which is probably part of the reason why she had a bit of a slowdown, because I think she had the similar thing that Rhea Ripley had. She had like a eye socket issue. Or nose issue.
She was one that I didn't know how she was going to do in Blood and Guts, but she was awesome.
It was amazing. Yeah.
I thought she did so well in Blood and Guts.
Are we going Harley Cameron? Harley Cameron for Storyteller of the Year, Women's Storyteller of the Year.
Here today, Jake.
Yeah.
Wow! Congratulations to
the underdog from Down Under.
Harley
Your
Cameron
meaty will be FedEx to you.
Yeah,
the down underdog.
Didn't expect two AEW people to get Storyteller of the Year, but AEW's had a really strong year story-wise, so it's kind of hard to argue against at the very least that part. All right, so we have Harley Cameron. Whoa. Winning that. All right, moving on. Let's get to our next one, and this one was a fun one. We're gonna do a fun one because there's always. And also, I think I hope people enjoy the graphic. It's Best Turn, the Big Show Award for Best Turn. So whether it's heel turn or face turn, it doesn't matter. Who wins for Best Turn? This one I didn't think a lot about because I went a little bit with recency bias, but I quite enjoyed it.
So you said John Cena then?
Yeah.
I was damn. Now I'm kind of like rethinking it.
Wait,
No, I got it. I know who I'm going for.
Sorry, can I preface it with this? Did any of us flat out pick John Cena? No, I knew it. I knew none of us were going to pick John Cena. Okay,
because of that word best
or face.
Yeah,
that word best
kind of disqualifies
it. Itself was brilliant.
But yeah. All right, who wants to go first? Anyone want to go first? I can go first if you guys want.
I'll go first.
All right, go for it.
I kind of have two, and Scan mentioned one. I think Naomi's turn was awesome. I think it completely changed the trajectory of her career before Jay had to go and just ruin it for everybody.
I think they're excited about their child.
Well, I'm not. Okay, that poor woman. Jimmy, yes, Big Jim. Apology.
Big
well,
Jim.
Jay, that would be another story. Anyway,
Are you nominating Naomi? Are you nominating Naomi?
I'm nominating Naomi.
Okay,
yeah,
thank God. All right, put the graphic up. Okay, nominating Naomi.
I thought Naomi's heel turn was awesome. Like she kicked it into another gear. Her personality, when she did it, her gear, her entrance music, all improved. Like I think this was a much needed thing. It was fun how they told the story. She came back and was like, "Yep, it was me." And she had a great promo. I'm pretty sure it was this year. She had that great promo in the middle of the ring with Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
Who the both of them were just like crying, like, "You meant so much to me, and how could you do that?" And like it was just like it was an unbelievable moment. It felt real. It felt like the two of them having a real conversation one-on-one of like, how could you do this to me? And well, you need to understand this and blah, blah, and like had perfect, great motivations for her turn. She crushed it afterwards, won the title after doing it. And then, like I said, she had to turn it over because of the parasite in her belly. But I think she had I think she had an unbelievable heel turn. So my turn of the year goes to Naomi.
That's a
my honorable mention is TKO on turning heel on their prices for people to go to their fucking shows.
That's a good one. I will co-sign on that one as well.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to go next?
Mine's a short and sweet because I feel bad that it's kind of like a double dip, but like I think it's hard to talk about this without saying it's much harder, in my opinion, to do a face turn than it is to do a heel turn. Heel turn, you just got to do something nasty and make people boo you. It's a lot easier than to get people to organically love you. And Hangman Adam Page going from crazy loose cannon cowboy to like beloved hero of the roster.
Yeah.
In a well-told and complicated way, not just oh, you're good now, we all love you, all the ups and downs with Swerve and the roster and nobody has his back and then they do. It was really, really good. I think it's hard to argue against that. So as far as the character change, it was really nice to see. And it pulled off successfully.
Dude, I also didn't want to double dip, so I was not going to say it. But it's also like, when I think about like stories that, kind of take you on a roller coaster and stuff, and then how those characters have to evolve. I mean, Hangman evolved. Like we saw it we saw him evolve from his return with the new theme, with the new look. We can't forget about that, because even though we're back to the, the old theme, like the theme was a big part of it. He was, I know you guys don't like it, but he was coming out of the other side of the tunnel. It was supposed to indicate that he is the bad guy, that he sees himself as the villain. And then when he won I think when he won the Owen, I think it was it the Owen or was then he walked out of the good guy walked into the good guy tunnel. Everyone was like, "Oh my god!" And it's like, yeah, it's silly, but it's just like a part of the story, and it does add to it. Mine was actually, I feel like mine is pretty weak, but I liked it and I'm still enjoying it. And that's the heel turn of FTR. I enjoyed it a lot. FTR, like I think they were very much in a weird spot trying to find something that worked for them. And then I think AEW wasn't sure what to do at the time, but turns out they totally had a plan, because they were going to have this whole rated FTR thing. FTR came back. They were going to be with Edge and work through this thing with Cope, try and see if they can make this, get the trios titles or maybe take the belt from Moxley, blah, blah, blah. And it all failed. And then out of nowhere, they went crazy. And then they partnered up with Stokely Hathaway, which honestly was probably one of the greatest pairings of two, groups ever. And who would have thunk it that Stokely Hathaway would pair so well with FTR. But, when you get no hoes, it turns out like they're a good group to hang out with. So yeah, FTR really, I think and the thing is, we all love FTR. Like they are such a great team and they do some amazing work, but they're just so good at getting you to boo them. Just so good at getting you to boo them. Even when they do incredible things, you still boo them. So credit to them. I've always liked it. But as far as nominations goes, I gotta go with Hangman. I agree with Matt. It's harder to do a heel to face. It's just harder.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
did Jake nominate anybody?
Naomi.
Naomi.
Oh, Naomi.
Fuck, Naomi was really good too, though.
Nominated.
No, I haven't yet.
Wait, Scan didn't nominate. I thought Scan nominated. Okay, Scan, go for it. My bad, buddy.
No, not yet. So mine's kind of just a quick shout out one because I also kind of wanted to be Hank.
Wow, we hate women on this show.
Real quick, and Matt, this is gonna call back again to Ali, but not him. Tasha Steelz. Turning on Cedric Alexander.
Yeah.
Earlier this year was one of the most unexpected turns I have seen in a very long time. And that one stuck with me because it turned Tasha Steelz from just being, part of what's going on with Cedric Alexander and part of what's going on with Mustafa Ali and a background character to like a devious mastermind level wrestling character.
Yeah.
And it leveled her up in a really, really big way. It was a really impressive turn. I was not expecting it whatsoever.
He's got that potential to be like, the Heyman, the Don Callis. Like, I would like to see Tasha Steelz lean further into that aspect. That's a great nomination.
And it's hard. She was the heel. She was in the heel group.
Yeah.
But then got sympathy through the dissolution of Ali going crazy on everybody. Yeah. So you felt bad for her. She kind of went babyface. Yeah. But then flipped the script. Yeah.
It was all deception the whole time. And it introduced a whole new aspect to her character.
You know what? No. And honestly, in the spirit of Big Show. Because if you really think about it, the man who was known for flip-flopping like a pancake, that honestly is a good nomination. And I'm giving it to Tasha Steelz.
Someone else that I thought of, that I just thought of, that shockingly made a heel to face turn that I did not think would work, and it absolutely did, is Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair basically made a face turn just joining up with Alexa Bliss and learning to relax and have fun. And I think it was wildly invigorating for Charlotte.
And invigorating.
And for the women's tag division as well.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Good shout out.
Yeah.
That is a good shout out.
All right, let's vote. Who we're going for?
I mean, it seems like it's Hangman.
Yeah. Are we still going Hangman? Because the Tasha Steelz one was a very compelling argument.
I mean, I loved her turn and everything, but again, I think you guys
specifically
both said
for
it
the
so
Big
well.
Show aspect of it, I might just go for Tasha Steelz just because she flip flopped.
I don't want to double dip at
It's not, honestly, it's not even about double dipping. It's the fact that when I think about the essence of the award. And what it originated from.
Within the span of a month, she went from heel to babyface to heel.
Yeah.
Big Show did the same thing.
It does fit the spirit
Yeah.
The spirit of the season.
The
of
spirit
award.
of I gotta give
Let's
it. Tasha
go.
Steelz for me. What do you guys think?
All right, sure, let's do
Tasha
it.
Steelz.
I'm
All
game.
right. Well, there you have it, folks. I wasn't ready for that, but for the award for best heel turn is going to go to TNA's Tasha Steelz. Holy moly. Who would have
That's
thunk
awesome.
it? That's
Damn
pretty
right.
dang cool. All right. I'm going to go ahead and mark that down. That was a bit of a shocker. All right. Next up, we have this one. This is going to be an interesting one. Curious to see what you guys think. It's most surprising gimmick. Most surprising. So this isn't necessarily the best. It's just the one that kind of it just caught you off guard. You're like, whoa, this is great. I really like it, or I really don't like it. And it's tied specifically to just like the character, the way that they presented it, so on and so forth. So there you have it. Best gimmick. Who wants to go first? Sorry, most surprising gimmick. Sorry, most surprising gimmick.
I'll go first. It's quick. It's the dumbest thing in the world, and I work there. But the hometown man should never have worked in any capacity whatsoever. I think it was like we did the storyline with Diener getting fired, and then like I don't think they thought it was of this to do because he was still working the weekend. So like let's just do this silly thing where he's under a hood, and then it just carried on, and it shouldn't have I couldn't say it's like over. I don't think he's winning a world title anytime soon. But like you play that silly music and like he comes out in a local jersey and the crowd gets into it almost wherever we go. It's like an R-Truth thing where it's like you may not be main eventing the pay-per-view, but like you could put him in any town and it's a guaranteed like happy act and people have fun with it and it serves its purpose. So it kind of came out of nowhere. It's real dumb, but it's real fun. And
that is a fun one.
It works.
Yeah. No, the hometown, that was going to be my nomination. I am,
Sorry,
and just so you know how much I like the hometown man, I included him in the graphic of the meeting.
I saw.
Like that's how much I like the hometown man. So yes, the hometown man is amazing. That's also going to be my nomination. I am going to stick with the 2 nominations for this. Hometown man's getting 2. Scan Jake, who wants to go next? Who's your nomination?
I'll go. And this one is one that should have never worked with how this started this year and somehow has become an absolute sensation. And it's the second coming of El Grande Americano.
Oh, God damn.
Yes!
He is so over in Mexico. It's insane.
He did a whole promo on Raw in Spanish last night.
He has ever since ever since Ludwig Kaiser has taken over that character, allegedly, he has turned into everything and is treated and reacted to everything in the way of the legend of the way that the character started. Like they have actually turned him into this ironically hometown hero style character that makes absolutely no sense. He's literally the dude playing a dude disguised as another dude right now. And it is one of the funniest things going on in wrestling today. Him teaming up with Dominic Mysterio was absolutely brilliant. The fact that they did the whole Spider-Man point, because there's actually 3 Grande Americanos right now who are kind of helping each other out. This should not work. This should not work, and it's so funny. Especially with how it started this year and how distasteful it was around WrestleMania.
Have they explained any of the justification or the reasoning or why he even took the mantle? Like, they haven't, right?
Who took the mantle? What are you talking about?
I think you just kind of leave it a mystery and just leave it what it is. No, El Grande, I will say full transparency. I think you guys all know I did not, and still not really a great fan of this gimmick that started off, in my opinion, rather offensive manner,
distastefully, yes,
because it was looking to really throw salt in the wound of Latino Americans everywhere with the whole Gulf of America thing and stuff. That said, I think that I've softened on it particularly because I just find the sweet irony of a European man playing a character that is essentially a coffee beverage, and is a
Oh, you had
and look,
coffee now.
and at the end of the
Oh,
day,
wow.
Ludwig is still an incredible wrestler. So you're
Yes.
still getting great matches and fun moments from him, and it seems like he's having fun with it. So if that's the case, can't be mad. So Grande Americano is a great one. We got two masked gimmicks. We got the Hometown Man and El Grande Americano. All right, Jake, hit us with it. Who's your nomination?
I think the best wrestlers draw inspiration from real life, right? It's when art imitates life and vice versa that we really find a connection to it. And this person has really gone on to personify the current state of our culture. And I think that my nomination for Gimmick of the Year, we all know what Becky Lynch is doing, right?
Yeah.
We all know what her gimmick is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who she's portraying and who she's copying. And in wrestling, it's perfect.
Yeah. It's pretty
It
good.
is a perfect persona for a heel wrestler, what she is doing. And it is, and she's not coding it. She's not hiding it. She's leaning into it more and more than ever. And it pops me every single time. Every single time.
Funny.
And it's not just me saying it. It's Sports Illustrated saying it. It's Bleacher Report saying it. I think it should be the Rebooked Wrestling Podcast saying it.
Oh, wow, look at you.
Everybody's saying it.
Everybody's saying it. Because we all know when everybody's saying it, it's never not true.
One man's opinion. It seriously is like her on social media is killing me. It's cracking me up. She's so good. But her on the mic has been so good. I think that it injected life into the women's intercontinental title scene.
That is true. That is true.
It also helped bring back AJ Lee. So, look, we may end up going with Hometown Man, and that's fine. But man, do I love what Becky Lynch is doing right now.
We got three good nominations. We got three.
It cracks me up.
So
that's my nominee.
Recap: we have Hometown Man, El Grande Americano, and Becky Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody say
who you going?
I think we're all sticking with our guns on this one.
Which means by default, Hometown Man wins.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
I'm willing to be swayed.
But I mean, I could be pushed towards El Grande Americano.
I was gonna say El Grande Americano is a pretty good one.
Wow.
I would push back on Becky Lynch a little bit, simply because in the spirit of the award, agree with everything you said.
Mm-hmm.
But most surprising, I'm not surprised Becky Lynch is entertaining. And
fair. I'm surprised that WWE is letting her do it. That's what I'm surprised by.
I get that.
Yeah, well, I mean, so long as she doesn't, say anything bad about their favorite little orange boy, I'm sure it'll be okay. But
I mean, she's basically just quoting.
That's what she's doing.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Shout out to Mick Foley, by the way.
I would make an argument. I'd give the edge to Grande Americano because it started off incredibly poor, and to your point, GB, like ill received, and so it nosedived, and then was able to be saved itself,
rebounded,
and I would say that is quite surprising.
And entertainment.
That is quite surprising.
That's a little bit,
and rebounded in the region that it rebounded is also what's so surprising.
Yeah,
very true too.
The region we thought it was offending is the region that has embraced it.
Well, it turns out they just laugh at it because they know, right? And I think that's the best part about it. I think when it was Chad Gable, it felt a little weird, but now that it's Ludwig, it's clear like everyone's just like in on the gag at this point. So I do agree. It's I'm willing to give it to El Grande Americano. I'm willing to.
Yes,
because to me, the way Grande started, it felt co-opted. Like it felt like co-opting culture.
Yeah.
But Kaiser, allegedly Kaiser, is buying into it.
Yeah.
And he's embracing it. And I think that's the difference. That's the change. He's embracing it while still being a heel.
Yeah.
And I think that's the better way to do it. I'll give it to Grande.
Well, there you have it.
Okay.
El Grande Americano. Congratulations, my friend. You all are best. Excuse me. I keep saying because it says most surprising gimmick goes to El Grande Americano. All right, that was a surprising one. Okay, cool. We have only two more left. Let's do this. Here is our next award. This one goes because this podcast started off of a pivot. So we figured we would continue the tradition and award the Paul Levesque most notable pivot. And this one, again, similarly to most surprising, it's about most notable. Doesn't matter whether it's good or bad, just what's notable. And also
I'll kick it off.
Yeah. Go for it. Let me kill the graphic here. All right, who we got?
Hey guys, I'm not a heel anymore. Remember when I turned heel? No, you don't. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm John Cena. This is my retirement tour.
Yep.
End of answer. That's the most notable pivot to me.
Yeah.
Like it just when he literally just came out and was like, we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
Like that is the hardest pivot I have ever seen for anything done in wrestling. Like they just literally were like, guys, we fucked up and it ain't working.
Yeah.
So we're out of here. Let's start over.
This it has to be the winner, but we should nominate at least one more.
For sure. Yeah.
Well, I was like, because my nomination was going to be the heel turn.
The heel turn.
I mean,
yeah.
Because that was very shocking, and it did blow our minds when it happened.
No, so wait, so we have the heel turn and John Cena just saying, "Yeah, guys, we're not doing that anymore,"
and the face and the face return.
So, are those two separate, or are we combining them as one? They're two separate.
No,
right?
they're separate. The Cena heel turn and the Cena face turn are the two most notable pivots.
Nominated for both notable, for sure.
Okay, Scan, do you have another one, or are you?
I do have another one, but the answer one way or another is going to be Cena, and it's Braun Breaker spearing Seth.
Oh,
you know, just the actual collapse of the Vision and the hard pivot they had to make because Seth was injured.
Yeah.
And they chose that right then. And so far, it hasn't looked like they did it before, before everything was ready, like that everything was cooked and done. It's like, no, Braun's stepping up. He's stepping up into the main event. He's got a match with CM Punk. He's been cutting some good promos. He's been doing a good job, and we haven't had that long since that event happened, but it has absolutely catapulted Braun Breaker straight into the main event scene, and it's very clear he's going to be a main event player in 2026 because of that pivot.
Yeah, no, that's a good call on that one. I will nominate one, even though I am going to vote for one of the Cenas. I will say for me, it's not as well known as a pivot, and I don't know if we can technically. I would say it's notable, but only because it was only spoken about, which was the decision to either go with Will Ospreay or Hangman Adam Page out of the Owen, because there was still that they were unsure. And to be fair, they had two very good, very valid options, no matter like which way they went. But I think we all knew like ultimately like Hangman, and even Will Ospreay in the interview said Hangman was the right choice. But that still was like an opportunity for AEW. It sounded like they wanted to go with Will, and they ended up going with Hangman. But I don't know also too like what that original plan was. So I don't know. It's not as good of a pivot, but just one that I felt it was worth mentioning. But ultimately,
I'll toss in another honorable mention. Oh. And your new TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Frankie Kazarian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's a hell of a pivot.
That is.
That's true.
That was notable.
That is.
That's a hard.
I actually would put that in place of the Hangman one, and I put that in the actual nominations. I would say that is deserving of a nomination, but it's time to vote. Which one are we going for? The heel turn or the face turn?
I think it's Cena's face turn.
I think it's the face turn.
I think it's his face turn.
It's like the history of the moment versus how jarring the moment was.
Yeah.
And you just need to decide between the two.
Juxtaposition was unreal. Matt,
face turn popped me more.
The face turn did pop me more
because like the heel turn, it was notable, but it like fit. Like, oh, we're gonna see a whole thing.
It was so
the face turn is just like, wait, what?
Yeah, it was literally. It was It was like they announced a change to the card before the show started.
Yeah,
like it was that casual and cavalier. It was
Cody coming out and then just shaking. It was just so freaking bad.
Yes.
Oh man, that was a fun one. All right, John Cena's face turn. I gotta find a picture of Cena,
which also flies in the face of it's difficult to turn heel to face. I mean, he did it like that, and everybody was fine.
Really
Why does everybody think it's so hard?
Yeah. It's not difficult to
You just gotta say I'm sorry.
The inaugural Paul Levesque Award for most notable pivot is going to go to, and I'm glad I actually found the moment. It's gonna go to this moment right here when John Cena finally was like, "Yeah, this heel thing isn't gonna work out anymore."
Does that face not so perfectly encapsulate John Cena's final run? Right there.
That was great. Okay, so John Cena's face turn is gonna win, but I mean, how many times do you see an award show with a face and heel turn are both gonna get nominated at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Why wasn't he nominated for the? Now that I think about it, why didn't we nominate him for the big show turn of the year?
Because we knew that this was gonna happen. Okay, so that was the reason why. And also, what was it? Tasha Steelz was a genuinely very good one. That does deserve it. It does deserve it. Mm-hmm. It almost feels too easy if it was Cena. You know, it just feels too easy. All right. Last one. Award of the first ever Meaties. Let us know what you think of the Meaties in the comments down below. This one is Story of the Year, which is also a really good band. Okay, so Story of the Year. We've been blessed with some great stories this year, truly. Who wants to go first? You know what? I'm gonna go first, and I'm gonna throw you guys for a loop. Going with Mike Santana's TNA run for all of 2025 and into 26. It to me, I was hooked. I was angry. I was mad. I was mad when he lost. I was mad at TNA. I wanted to message Matt and be like, "How dare you?" You know, like that's how invested I was. Does he have anything to do with it? Guys. No, but honestly, I want to blame him. I wanna. So I'm gonna.
That a lot.
I'm gonna. How dare you, Matt? No, I really. Like, it was the thing that week after week I was just back into TNA because I just wanted to continue to see Mike Santana's journey. I don't watch NXT, but I watched when Mike Santana went to NXT and wrestled his matches in NXT. So yeah, to me it's like it was such a good story, and it had and look, you got to include the Frankie Kazarian bit in there because it's part of it. And yes, it doesn't necessarily add to Mike Santana, but it adds to the overall story that they were telling of Mike Santana needing to essentially like fight his way back up to the top. When he did it once, this man who desperately wants to represent TNA, desperately wants to be the face of this company, like managed to do so, brought the belt back from NXT when Invaders took the title away from their promotion, brought it back, and it's just like so good. It was so good. So yeah, going with Mike Santana.
I'll save time. That was gonna be mine too. Biases aside and everything, yeah. I mean, maybe bold claim considering what we've talked on the show. He's the real never give up, right?
Yeah.
Of this year. I mean, he was the guy who had in storyline and he relived his real life, like, you know, steps that held him back. And then in storyline, he had things that kept tripping him up, ultimately got there, still got tripped up by the system screwing him, not the system, but you know, like the powers that be and Frankie calling his shot and everything like that, still getting, but he's not giving up. He's kicking everyone else's ass on his way back. Like, he just keeps marching forward. And we've been able to tell his story through both his in-ring stuff and then like these really personal vignettes and story behind the scenes and everything like that. I think it's been one of the most well-told stories of the year. I agree.
Yeah, it's very good. Very good. It's my nomination. And it's yours as well, it seems. So we got 2 for Mike Santana. Woof. All right. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. Or do you want
to? It doesn't matter to me. Okay.
So for me, the story of the year has been the birth, death, and rebirth of the Vision, like Paul Heyman's life, a story in 3 acts. It's been a really crazy year for everything surrounding Paul Heyman, starting with the Rumble, starting with the friction that was going on between the triple threat going into Mania, the betrayal that started the Vision and got Paul Heyman onto the side of Seth Rollins, the absolute tear that the Vision had been on for many months before Seth finally had the unfortunate injury, into now what the Vision is today, which literally saw a major evolution just the other night because now Austin Theory is involved. And I just think that the way that the upper stories and all of what goes on in the main storylines of Monday Night Raw and WWE in general seem to run through Paul Heyman, no matter what. And so his constant thread of being the voice in every story and being the guy who is pushing whoever is going to be at the top of the company at any time, I think is really the top story of 2025. No matter what he touches, or no matter what he touched this year, it turned to gold, period.
Yeah. And even when they had blunders, he still finds ways to make it work, So it's and a lot of it was not even his fault or in his control, right? Like we were talking about with Seth Rollins and his injury and stuff. That threw it for a whole loop, right? But Paul Heyman in the Vision. That's a solid one. So we got 2 for Mike Santana's journey in TNA, 1 for Paul Heyman in the Vision. Jake?
Well, I had written down 2 because I was certain that one of them was going to be picked, and it wasn't.
Yeah, I was going to pick it, but I thought one of you guys was going to pick it, and no one.
Well, then I'll pick it in a minute. But I do want to mention, when I had one written down that to me was so much fun. I think was kind of forgotten. It met an unfortunate end that was out of the participants' control. But I loved the slow descent into madness of Kevin Owens.
Yes.
Yeah. That was really
and
good.
His feud in particular with Cody, and then going on to Sammy
Orton
again and Orton. Like that one was so much fun. A man who just had enough, thought that his friends weren't really his friends anymore, and took it upon himself to right these wrongs. He also brought out the winged eagle.
Yep.
He said he was the real champion of WWE for a while. That was fun. God damn it, I wish we could have seen him involved in Cena's retirement tour in some capacity. But
probably would have been him.
He went on it
potentially.
Yeah.
Probably would have been him.
And he just I thought he had some awesome matches when that story was going on. And I thought we were really rebuilding the Kevin Owens that I fell in love with, who was just the kick-ass machine, who just didn't give a shit about what anyone else thought of him. It was, I'm going to win and do whatever it takes to do so. And that juxtaposition with Cody, where Cody was having to do crazy shit in their matches with, that last match between the two of them before he got injured was
excellent.
A barn burner. It was a blast. That one was the one I had the most fun in. I think the best told story is Hangman Adam Page. the redemption of Hangman Adam Page.
Yeah.
That was the one that I thought surely someone was going to pick. We've already spoke about it at length, but that would be my nomination.
Almost feels criminal to nominate 3 because
pick
there were a
one.
lot of really good stories this year, right? You know, I mean, you got to consider, right, like the Io Sky, Rhea, Bianca WrestleMania match. I mean, that match
I really considered that one.
That was a match that was not only a great story told outside of the ring, but it was also an excellent story told inside of the ring as well, because that's like one of the only WWE matches in a while for me where I've gone back and I've watched multiple times, because it was every woman in that match was involved in every single moment, and it was so freaking good. And yeah, that was awesome. But the thing is and here's where I'm at, because now it's time to nominate. I'll
give it to Santana.
I'm actually not. Because I liked it. No, I did.
God damn it!
No, I did.
You have this, GB.
I did. No. I did. Because the thing is that, right, I think about like the story, right? And I think Mike Santana's story was told very well. But I also think that we got a very similar, and I would also say a very nuanced story, more so with Hangman. They both kind of did the same thing, right? Except differently, right? Like it was like the redemption arc, right? Building yourself back up, getting back to the top of the mountain. Mike Santana did it in the more
thematically,
thematically it was similar, but like Mike Santana did it in the face, you know, like beat the odds, very John Cena-esque type of way. Whereas Hangman had a very different approach to it, which was like this troubled.
His biggest battle was himself.
And that was a story that was told very clearly and told very well. So it's like I can't.
And he also had to pay for the mistakes of his past. Like
he had to, and also that
he had to reconcile with
Swerve.
And that's I was about to say.
It's had ramifications to this day. So it's like you kind of got to go with like that story that's really like incredibly well contained, but also slightly different. That's why I went with. That's why I'm going with Hangman. But fuck me, man, I love the Santana one.
It's hard to argue.
It is. I mean, just the poetic beauty of Hangman and Swerve sitting backstage, having that like, "Do you regret it?" moment together, and Hangman leaves the chain there, and that chain is what decided the match. At the end of it all was
it was the sum of everything.
Beautiful way to tie that all up.
And this is the reason why also too, right? Like when I think of story, right? This isn't about an individual. This is about like the story that was told. And as much as I did like Mike Santana's story and I liked it enough to nominate it, the flaw in the story was the fact that you didn't really have like Trick Williams, and there was like always like this weird like ping pong back and forth because they couldn't, you know, obviously it was not their control. Right?
It felt more like a background story than it did in the forefront, at least for a little while.
Yeah, and then it went into the forefront, and then it got really good, and then you're like, oh my god, this is great, right? Like Mike Santana and Trick Williams were putting on magic, especially that was the first match they had at Slammiversary, and then was it Slammiversary? I think it was.
Slam was the triple threat.
Slam was the triple threat. But then they also had the Long Island match. That pay-per-view, forget which one that one was, the one where they were in New York, and we thought that was Bound for Glory, or no, that wasn't Bound for Glory.
Bound for Glory was in Boston.
No? What was the one in New York that we thought he was going to win definitively, and he didn't?
That was Slammiversary.
That was Slammiversary in New York. Oh yeah, that was. Yeah. Sorry. So so that's what I'm saying. Like it was from that point. It was like there were good elements. I still feel like when I think about something that like all encompassing, I kind of got to give it to Hangman. It was
just to be nominated, you know,
is an honor. It truly is.
I'm sure that's what they would all say.
Yeah.
I got it. It's hard to vote against Hangman this year. That year. Run. But it was so nuanced, so layered, and so well contained too. I will say an argument against the Santana too is like it was good, running minute for minute, Slammiversary, and then like. To your point, like we don't have Trick Williams for the next 2 tapings. So now he just goes away. We kind of have to fill in the blank. And so it kind of lost some steam.
But overall, Mike Santana's story told throughout that time was fantastic.
But the Hangman story told from the kind of like the slow face turn all the way leading up through the Owen into All
And
In,
who it impacted along the way.
Was really well told.
Yeah,
really well told.
Because also, let's not forget, right, that Hangman's whole thing prompted Will Ospreay and Swerve to work together to take on the Young Bucks. So it was like a lot of that stuff had so many ramifications. It's hard to argue against it.
So it's official. Our story of the year.
That's right.
The redemption of Hangman Page.
That's right. Story of the year. And it was one hell of a year for professional wrestling and for wrestling storytelling. But of course, Hangman Adam Page and the run to the world title. Also, we didn't talk about it much, but you do need to give a shout out to Jon Moxley and the Death Riders for being incredible dance partners in that process.
No, I don't.
And finding themselves in the end. And I think even now the Death Riders are even better than ever right now. So, Jake's leaving. He's going somewhere. What does he got? He's got his Z.
Yeah,
you got your official, your totally official, not official Death Riders merch.
The shirt I wore to that pay-per-view.
Oh man, it's still so good. And then people bought this shirt. I'm still shocked people bought that shirt. It's insane. There you have it, folks. Those are the meaties. So congratulations
that shirt.
to Hangman Adam Page for winning Men's Storyteller of the Year. Harley Cameron for winning Women's Storyteller of the Year. For Best Heel Turn, Tasha Steelz from TNA picks up the award. Best Gimmick goes to El Grande Americano, or Most Notable Gimmick, excuse me. And then Biggest Pivot goes to John Cena's face turn, not his heel turn, but for Most Notable Pivot. And for Story of the Year, Hangman Page's run that culminated at AEW All In 2025 to the Men's World Championship. There you have it, folks. The meaties. Congratulations to the people who are totally not going to get awards for this. I had an award made. Unfortunately, I didn't get here in time, but don't worry. I will be posting the little trophy that I had made in our Discord to make sure.
For now, Jake has this.
For now, we'll use the arena.
Yeah.
The arena award.
G4 ain't using it anymore. Yeah, the Boney.
Yes.
G4 isn't using it, so we'll go ahead and take it for our own. So there you have it. But of course, that brings us to the end of the episode. And even though it's the last episode of the year, official last episode of the year, you know that we still got to hit you with the Reebok 24/7 champion of the year.
The 365 champion.
I'm calling it the 365 champion. This is my ultimate champion of our champions of the year.
Oh, wow. Did you... Do you know all the winners?
I know a lot of the winners. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go.
But there was only one 2-time back-to-back winner.
Who was that?
All year. My 365 champion of the year are those Reese's Oreos.
I was
gonna. That's the 365 champion, man. I'm telling you, bro, that was all we talked about. It is the
only one to win back to back. So I'm kind of with you on that, dude. I'm with you on it.
I can do it.
It's the best.
There you have it, folks. The Reese's, what was it? The Reese's, Oreos. The Reese's Oreos.
Which I've still never found.
Oh, man.
Screw you, John Cena. It's the Reese's Oreos.
Same. I still have not found any of them at all. They're so good.
Oh, man.
Look at
Target.
I'm going to find a picture.
I've only found them in Target near me.
I don't think they're doing them anymore. I think it was a limited time thing. They might be
around Halloween.
Damn it, Hall.
Yeah.
Oh,
Amazon?
Dude, man.
Yeah, look at this here.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is so good.
Not the Oreos, the actual Oreos, not the cups.
Oreo. Yep.
No, the
I don't
cups.
know what happened there.
The cups banged. They were good.
The cups were good.
But not as good as the Oreo cookies.
The Oreos were out of control.
Oreos were
You can still buy them on the official Oreo website.
Oh, you can.
You can?
Yes, you
I
can.
didn't even know you could buy stuff on the Oreo website. What the hell? Okay.
So weird.
That's today.
Is it
I
weird
learned.
that you have to accept cookies to go onto the Oreo website?
That's the irony.
Do you get? I'll accept cookies. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for us. Thank you so much. Thank you for supporting this show throughout the year. We appreciate everyone who is active in our Discord, who listens and tunes in every week. We're building. We're a small audience and we're a small podcast, but we have fun with it. And I'm excited because we're going to try and do a little bit more in 2026. Go a few steps further. You know, right now this is really just like a passion project that we do on the side because it's fun and we love it. But you know, we kind of want to do a little bit more going into next year. So be on the lookout for that. And if you enjoy the show, if you enjoyed everything that we've done this year, make sure you tell a friend about it and join us on Discord. We'd love to have you. Fellas, anything else you want to say before we close it out for the end of the year? It's a long episode.
No, thank you, everybody. Anybody who's left a comment, left a like, you know, joined in our Discord conversation. Thank you for just even the emotional support, because Lord knows we needed it this year.
That's right.
Yeah. Just keep an eye on our social media and our Discord for upcoming announcements about the new year.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun.
You know, we know that our style of doing wrestling discussion is a little different in comparison to the way that other people do it. Obviously, we're still talking heads discussing wrestling, but we don't approach it with the immediacy. We're not looking for the clickbaits. We're not trying to, you know, like channel in the drama. So it means a lot that other people share that vision as well and enjoy, you know, what we do. And we're hoping that we're going to be able to continue to build it even more so in 2026. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, Scan, for joining us for our end of year tradition. We did it. We're gonna have to do this every year now. Basically, it's what it is now.
Oh, that's our cue.
And that's our cue to wrap. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you guys for our Stocking Stuffer episode next week, and more importantly, we'll see you in 2026. Merry Christmas, everyone. Take care. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Peace.